Welcome back to Living Local. Our next guest specializes in helping organizations rethink employee engagement, strengthen culture, and foster a sense of connection that benefits everyone.
With practical strategies and a human-centered approach, they guide leaders and teams toward better communication, collaboration, and morale. Please welcome to the show Karen Gilhooly in the segment sponsored by Influencer Press. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's talk about what first inspired you to dedicate your work to helping, organize and transform the employment engagement strategies.
Well, I was fortunate to grow up in a family where everybody loved what they did. And when I entered the workplace myself, I realized that there was a huge disconnect between how people were taking their first job and then what that looked like after they were in the role for a while.
Oh, sure.
And as I started to manage people, I realized that if my team wasn't behind me, then it was really hard to get anything done.
Yeah.
That's a really good point,
So
Karen.
true. So true. So you focus on a human-centered approach. How does that make a difference when it comes to building stronger team cultures?
Yeah. Well, I think what's most important is to realize, is your head in the game, okay? And again, going back to what I said a few minutes ago, a lot of people start out in a job, they may like it at the beginning, and then over a period of time they just fall away. And so without any type of inspiration to actually start growing again or being challenged or curious, it becomes very, very difficult for a team to stay together. So in a team, I think that everybody plays to their strengths. If you think about a professional sporting a professional sporting team, how they're giving each other feedback, that type of thing, that's the human-centered proposition that I think about.
Yeah, and when you talk about playing for a team, how do you kind of transform that into real-life applications within a workplace?
So the first thing is to really understand what each person's good at. So, if you've got one person who's very project-oriented and another one that really likes to deal with customers, another one that's high on analytics, you want to try to put people in a place where they can play to their strengths, as opposed to trying to put people in roles where they're covering a gap. I'm not a big believer in gap covering. It really doesn't work that well.
Yeah, I like that. So, for employees watching today, what's one quick tip that they can use to maybe feel more connected than at work?
To spend some time thinking about how you feel throughout the course of the day. So I call it an inventory assessment. So starting out at the beginning of the day, where's your head at? So at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and if you find that you are actually not in it more than if you're out of it more than you're in it, then it's probably time to think about changing something up.
Doesn't that rings true, doesn't it?
It
So
does.
for leaders, that may be watching, what's an impactful shift that they can make right now to help boost that morale? Because it starts at the top.
It does start at the top, and we're talking, for the most part, we're thinking about people who are individual contributors, but actually this philosophy applies very much so at the top. Just because you're a manager or a leader of people doesn't mean that you can't fall victim to being checked out too. So really check yourself at the door, and are you being that person that would inspire people to follow you? I mean, that taking stock of where you're at and what you're doing, and if you really like what you're doing, I think those are some things that sound simple, but actually are not often applied in the workplace.
Good stuff all around right there.
It kind of goes back to the old saying, there's no I in team,
That's
right?
exactly right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And so you're also going to be sharing some insights from your book, The 3-Bucket Leader.
Yes.
What kind of takeaway do you hope audiences will walk away with? What do you hope they'll gain?
From the book?
Yeah.
I would like them to be able to recognize that how you show up to work is a choice. All right, and when you make a decision to consciously be in or be out, that's your decision. That's not that nobody else is doing that for you. You do that, and when you're on a team, to recognize that you are playing most likely with a group of folks that are in each one of those 3 buckets. The first bucket being the engaged bucket, the third bucket being completely checked out, and then this middle bucket, which is where the predominance of people actually sit today, this kind of checked out, coasting, quiet quitting proposition. That drains all the oxygen out of the room. And so I'd like for people to really think about what their impact is on the rest of the group and to take it seriously.
And what's the title of the book?
The 3-bucket leader.
The 3-bucket. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
And where can folks find that?
They can find that on Amazon. They can
Okay.
find it at Barnes & Noble, anywhere where books are sold.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for
Perfect.
joining us,
Yes.
and it's just been a joy to meet you.
Thank you
Yes.
so
Yeah,
much.
thank you, my dear.
Yes, and
Thank
again,
you.
this segment was sponsored by Influencer Press, and you can learn more when you visit KarenGilhooly.com.
And we'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.